Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Into the Red Rabbit Hole. I'm Nighthawk, one of your hosts, and we'll be bringing Carlito on here momentarily. We are going to delve deep into a lot of different subject matters, like the symbolisms in our money, which symbolisms may be disappearing if they go digital. We all know that. But to start off tonight with, I need to get rid of the disclaimers and say a few words, and then we'll get into it, okay? The copyright disclaimer: this channel may use some copyrighted material without specific authorization of the owner, but contends that it falls under the Fair Use Act of 1976. Nighthawk High Strange, this podcast channel, and all the podcasts on the channel declare fair use of any and all content, including the music, to be used for the sole purpose of informing you, the viewing family, of information for criticism, commentary, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, research, and parody, and entertainment use only, per Title 17, subsection 107 of the 1976 Copyright Act, otherwise known as the Fair Use Act. Okay, that being said, we are going to delve deep into the culture of basically education and programming through the years and all that. And it's funny how these certain symbolisms show up in our money, okay? So we're going to keep that in mind when Carlito comes on. That money thing's going to be his baby. I'm going to let him run with it. And until then, I'm going to pop over and we're going to talk a little bit. I'm going to say hello to everybody that's here. Let me see here who we got in the chat. Let's see. We have Griff. Good to see you, Griff. Blazer, good to see you. Alrighty, let's see here. Juno, my brother, good to see you. Celia, good to see you. Okay, so far that's everybody that's commented. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. I apologize, but I'm old and my eyesight's going. Well, not really, but it is. All right, anyways, let's get back into it here. Okay, well, we all know how I feel about the powers that be that are in control. You know, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, BlackRock, you know. And I'm not saying this BlackRock. Okay. Okay. This is not the BlackRock I'm talking about. Okay. Of course, we all know that the implications of that picture alone speaks a million words. Okay. But I'm talking about this BlackRock. Okay. Vanguard, State Street, you name it, Berkshire Hathaway. These are the powers that be. These are the powers that control our governments around the world, especially BlackRock. My God, they own 90% of the world economy. Best way to control people in the economy and the governments is through their money, you know? So they've got it all. Okay. We are taught from birth. Okay. From birth to death, pay taxes, work your ass off, own nothing, and die. Okay. And then when you die, even to die, you have to pay a tax. Incredible. Incredible. You know, we are just so influenced by things around us that we don't even see, because they have honed their skills so well in the art of deception, manipulation, and basically subliminal suggestion. Okay. Well, you can take the MK Ultra, studies and stuff that they've done, and several of the other, studies that they've done, on our, without our knowledge. As a matter of fact, I want to throw that in there. Basically, making people change, okay, into something that they're not, okay. Then you've got agencies, and then you've got manipulation. Now, manipulation is the key here, folks. Okay. I'm going to put up a picture here that's going to show you the exact type of manipulation I'm talking about. Okay. This is exactly what I'm talking about. See how 2020 we had the cough. 2021 we had that, the jab. And then 2022 we had Ukraine. And then 2023, now it's Israel. Okay. So where does it end? Where does their control end? The invention of the radio and the TV were probably two of the worst things that could ever happen to mankind. Okay. Because they are manipulation devices, they are programming devices. They can flash things on a screen multiple times while you're watching a TV show and make you think, well, wow, I'm getting hungry for a certain type of sandwich, and then boom, this commercial comes on for this specific type of sandwich that you're interested in. And it just so happens that restaurant's maybe 10 minutes away. That's not going to stop you. It's called programming, and they do it from birth till death. I'm sure if they could keep our eyelids open in the coffins with toothpicks and program us inside the coffins, they probably would too. So I wouldn't put it past them. But the ones that are in control is, you always smell out the money, follow the money, and it'll lead you right to the people in control. Okay. So when Carlito comes on here in a couple minutes, we're going to bring him on, and we're going to get into the symbolisms of money. Okay. Now, to be honest with you, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't know what's going to happen when and if we go to digital. Okay. So we need to keep that in mind. I would look to see if they do use like a plastic card with a chip. I would look to see symbolisms on the card, just like there was on the money. Encryption stuff into the chips. They want to control your finances basically. Why not? They already control you. Okay, they do. Let's face it. Okay, there are 11 companies that own everything. Okay, that we buy every day. 11 companies. Think about that. The whole world. 11 companies. Unilever, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Budweiser, you know, just there's so many of them. Kraft. That's another big one, you know. And if you break them down, you see the chart that I've had up here several times. You'll see that each company owns so much, but it adds up to 100% of what we buy every day. Everything from fuel to food to movies and theater to clothes to you name it. Okay, personal care items, you name it. 11 companies throughout the whole world of the billions upon billions of people in the world. 11 companies are getting all our money. And then what money they don't get, our government gets. Did we ever have a Boston Tea Party? Or was that fake? Just thought I'd ask. It's pretty sad when all we do is work our asses off. And then when we retire, we can't even retire comfortably. Okay. Because we're made to pay taxes upon taxes upon taxes. So, yeah, Tombstone's in the house. Good to see you, Tombstone. I don't know why, Tomb, but I always get hungry for pizza when I say your name. I don't know why. Okay. Let's see. I keep on putting this show farther and farther back as a start time. And let's see here. Okay, I'll do that. And then we're going to bring up this. And I'm going to show you a couple things I found out about the money thing too that I really didn't even know until today. So I found this pretty freaking amazing. On a $20 bill, I never in my mind would have thought this, okay? But if you think about back to the 2020 elections, okay, and the results and all that and all the turmoil with it, and you wonder who's in control because a certain somebody really isn't fully functional. So you wonder is actually who's pulling the puppet strings from behind the screen. Take a look at the $20 bill. You can fold your $20 bill a certain way, and it'll tell you everything you need to know. And I'm going to put the picture up right now. Check this out. Osama. Osama 2020. That is a hint at who was a president before 45 that basically brought our country down to their knees then when we had the big crash in 2008 and 2009, naming no names, but you can almost figure out who it is, okay, and what they mean by that, okay, and how they depicted 2020, okay, on that. So they had to have been up to something with the money, okay? Now, I'm not saying they did that on purpose. Okay, I mean, maybe we can just fold a $20 bill up anyway and come up with any wording we want. But the whole idea of a religious affiliated name, religiously affiliated religion to a certain president in our history, okay, who just happened to be president at the time that that bill was printed, okay, and it depicts 2020, who basically the one in the White House now was the second in command, while the other was in the White House. You see what I'm getting to? Pulling the strings, the puppeteer, the puppet master. So, I just thought that was pretty amazing. I really did. And there's several other things too, with the money. And I'm sure Carlito will be enlightening us on a lot more than what I have found out and picked out. One thing I do want to bring up to you was something I found, and I found this pretty interesting too. Okay, on the bill, this right here. Okay, on the bill, and this is a $1 bill. It's just colored in so you can see it better. Okay, if you fold it a certain way to where both of the medallions on the back of the bill meet and overlap a little bit, okay, you get this face up here, okay, and almost like a cherry looking type of a shape, with the stem and everything. That's actually a skull, okay, and that's a representation of the skull and bones 322. Okay, those of you that don't know what the skull and bones are, the skull and bones are a secret society in Yale that are, well, let's put it this way. I think pretty much every president, except for a couple that were Masons, have been through that secret society at Yale. I know several of them that every Bush has been through it. I know that. Um, I think Reagan was through it. I think Eisenhower, um, you name it. So many of them have been through it. And if they aren't through it, they're through it in a different way. They're affiliated with it through either being a 33rd degree Mason or, something along that lines. So, I just find it pretty amazing that they have a skull and bones on the money also. So I just thought that was pretty cool when I saw that. Um, and then some of the symbolisms you see too. Okay, like we all know the old trick, of running the lines on the medallion on the back where the pyramid is, and spelling out the word Mason with a pentagram. Okay, or the pyramid masculinity and the female pyramid masculinity making the Star of David, which ironically, and I'm not saying this to make anybody upset, but have you ever noticed that the Star of David represents 666? Now, before you jump on me about this, okay, and I know there's going to be some comments about it, I don't know what I'm talking about. Count the number of points on that star, okay? There's 6, okay? Then count the number of backs to those points. There's 6. And then go to the inside, okay, where the what is it, octagon? Yeah, the octagon is. You'll have 6 sides there too. 666. And just pull up that, a picture of that, that star, the that symbolism of Israel, and you'll see what I mean. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that it's something bad, okay? I'm just saying that it's just awful funny how these symbolisms are put in front of us in plain sight. And sometimes we just don't see it, you know? And like the representation of the pyramid here, it's showing us right there in plain sight that the top point of the pyramid are the ones in control, watching over the rest of us grunts that are slaving away, okay, and paying for them to be wealthy. Okay. To me, that's what that means. Okay. And I know a little bit something about that. Okay. Um, I might as well show you here. If I can get it off my finger. I know a little bit of something about what I'm talking about. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I'm one of the bad guys. I'm one of the bad guys. No, I'm not. I'm only a 32nd degree Scottish Rite Freemason. I'm not a bad guy. There are some of us that are fighting for you all. Just so you know that. Keep that in mind. There's a lot of us out there fighting for you because we're all military vets. So let me bring my brother Carlito on, and he will continue the conversation about the money. I'm sure he's done a little bit more research than I have. I've just basically popped up a few things. So I'm going to bring Carlito on.
Hey, what's up,
Hey,
guys?
hey.
How you doing, Willie, my brother?
How we doing, brother?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Thank you.
I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. I brought you on exactly 22 minutes and 22 seconds.
All right. Cool, man. Hey, hey, guess what? I'm on time this time, brother.
Uh,
I was ready for tonight, man. I was ready, brother.
well,
I'm
I
always
got a
ready.
couple of things already posted and stuff. Um,
Okay.
I'm gonna let you run with it. I'm
Yeah.
gonna let you go with it. I'm gonna just basically pop up some pictures while you're talking, and we'll
Okay.
go from there.
Okay.
Okay,
Sounds
the
good.
floor is yours, brother.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Hey, everybody. Glad you guys came out tonight. I know we haven't done a show in about what 2 weeks, William. I think it was. And but yeah, we're
3.
we're three. Yeah, yeah. But we're back, guys. We're back, and we got a lot of conspiracy theories we're gonna keep talking about. And I mentioned to William that the money symbolism is one of like the biggest ones that I've been wanting to talk about, and we haven't covered that yet. So yeah, there's a lot of conspiracy and people talking about the money symbolism, right? Which is, in my opinion, my personal opinion, I think it's a lot of Masonic symbols, and as we all know, the Masons are the original owners of the Illuminati, basically. So it all ties in together, guys. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. And there's a lot of hidden images in many, and if not all, the currency bills, which is the $1, the $5, the $10, 20, 50, and 100. They all contain Masonic symbols in one way or the other. That's a pretty big one that uh, William just popped up right now, which is the $1, and everybody knows the $1 bill. Yep, all those arrows. Uh, right there, I want to start off right there with where it says, "In God we trust." Yeah, everybody thinks it's our God, our Christian, Jesus, Jeshua, whatever you want to call him. Um, Everybody thinks it's that, but a lot of people uh, say that it's not. A lot of people that look really look into this kind of conspiracy, they're saying that it's not, because since it's run by the by the Masons, the Freemasons, right? The 33rd degree Freemasons, which is the top of the the money pyramid, basically, just like the pyramids, shows right there on that picture, the all seeing eye. That's another one. Everybody thinks that's God's all seeing eye, and it's really not. It's more the Illuminati. They're the ones watching all over us. And the saying "money is the root of all evil" is for a reason, because the money, if you transcribe a lot of meanings, a lot of hidden messages and all that in the currency bills, then it all boils down to evil, which is the Illuminati. Illuminati is basically the people that run the world. The elites, you might call them. Rothschild. We've always said it. The Rockefellers. We said that plenty of times. Me and William. And those are the Illuminatis and Freemasons that run the world, basically. So and if you really get down deep in it, they come from an evil background, which is everybody knows about the Bohemian what is it called, William? The Bohemian what? I can't remember. The Bohemian Grove, right?
Bohemian Grove.
Which is run by the Illuminatis, and
Yep. Yep.
everybody knows by now that they have, like, satanic rituals and all that, and they eat babies, they kill babies and drink their blood, while they're dying or whatever, with the what's called adrenochrome, which is basically instilling fear in a being, whether it be an adult or a baby, instilling fear in them, and then on top of that, causing the when you kill them, basically alive, that puts stress in their blood also, and it creates oxygen. So it's basically adrenochrome. That's what it is. It's the fear plus oxygen in the blood that gives them that high. That it's a type of high that they get from that. And not to mention that they've said, well, I don't know, I've never seen one, but they've said that that brings you, like, pretty much eternal youth, basically, right? Isn't that right, William? And that's why
Yeah,
they do
yeah.
it,
In fact,
the
in
Illuminati.
some cases in some cases they do drink the blood. In other cases they actually bathe in the blood.
Mm. Yeah, that's another one. I've heard of that too. Yeah. So going back, guys, to the money is root of all evil. There's a reason. There's a reason for that saying, because a lot of people are like, oh yeah, it makes you do bad things, makes you kill for money. Yeah, yeah, that's in our world, but not in theirs. Theirs is more deeper than that. Theirs is more satanic type, stuff going on, and they're the rulers of the world, basically. And like I was doing a lot of researching today. Earlier, I told William I'm brushing up on it because I've seen it for many years, but I was kind of brushing up on it today. And the 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 government, whenever if they want to build a $3 billion jet plane, they can, out of thin air. They'll just print those $3 billion, and boom, they'll pay the money to whatever country can build it for them, and like nothing, they make their own money, basically. But that also uh uh causes an effect to where what's known as inflation, where the dollar loses its value. So the more they print, the more value the currency loses. You know, so that's it's all tied in together, guys. That's why we say money is the root of all evil, and there's a lot of satanic and Masonic symbolism in the dollar bills. One, to start off, is well, the $100 bill, which, yeah, when you put things together like that, yeah, they make sense. There's which one is it? The dollar bill above. Do you have the dollar bill image? The dollar bill above the eagle. Okay, that's the pyramid side. Do you have the eagle side? People have drawn out or kind of, hey Toombs, hey Stuart. People kind of draw out. Yeah, there you go. Okay, well on the eagle side, right? See right underneath those. Okay, see the star with the 13 stars. I'll get into that in a little bit. That's kind of like the forehead, and you see the wings how they go, up and out like that. Well, if you follow those wings all the way down and around the bottom, that's marking like a face, like the chin of a face. And if you draw like eyes right underneath where it says those little banners where it says e e goddamn my eyes I can't see, e pluribus
E pluribus unum.
yeah, a pluribus unum. Okay, yeah. Right underneath those two. Like if you draw black eyes right underneath them, see how they're curved? If you draw black eyes right underneath them, people have found that that's like an alien head. And if you follow where the wings stop and you make a perfect round circle head above it, it turns into like a alien face. That's one of them. That's one of them. And and talking about alien faces, the $100 bill has hidden images of aliens too. There's an alien inside the eye of Benjamin Franklin. They people have seen it like with I don't know if it's one of those glasses. What are they called? Those damn it, what are they called? William, those ones you can see
The
little words with.
spectacles.
Yeah, well, those magnifying glasses, kind of, they put those right above them, and that's where they find
Yeah,
those things
yeah,
because
they're just
they're so
spectacles. That's all
small,
they are. Yeah,
right? And some people even went as far as
yeah.
to go to a microscope too. But the $100 bill has two aliens in there. There's one in the eye of Benjamin Franklin, and then there's one in the I don't have a $100 bill, but there's one in that little blue stripe that goes down right next to the president.
Come on.
Like right, yeah. Yeah, I know, right? I don't have one with me. I have some in the bank, but I didn't think I'd go and take it out or anything. But
Uh,
yeah, so they have two. There's one in the blue stripe, and then there's one in Benjamin Franklin's eye. I can't remember which eye, but one of the eyes. There's if you really zoom in there, you can see an alien in there. So that's pretty creepy. Um, but yeah, okay. So going to the $1 bill, which is the most used by everyone, right? Here's here's the example. Um, the
how'd
dollar
that get in?
bill. Yeah, right. The dollar bill has the word Mason on the seal. Okay, can you put up the seal again? Yeah. Let me see. Is that the one? Yeah, that's it. Okay. So if you make like a like like basically the Israel star, right? The David Star of David, uh, with the pyramid, two pyramids, one upside down and one right side up, whatever, right? So if you draw a triangle from the A where it says Anuit, that very first A, and then Oceptus or whatever that is, that next word over there with the S, that ending S. If you circle that, if you circle the A and circle the S, and then go straight down to where it says ordo, and circle that O, that's ASO, right? And then if you put a pyramid going right side up, you circle the N, the first N of Novus, the first N, you circle that one. And then you circle the last M of Seclorum, circle that one, and kind of just, make it go up in a pyramid. There's nothing there but two words, the N and the M. But if you figure, well, that's what they figured it out doing that, deep dive searching there. If you put them all together like a star, like I said, like a 6-point star, basically, you get Mason. You get the word Mason in there with the A, the S, the N, the M, and the O, Mason. You know, and which is basically a hidden message there. Like I said, the Masons, the Freemasons, and Masonic symbols, and also that that basically draws out the Star of David. Now, getting into the Star of David, a lot of people like the Israel, flag. It's got that, that upside down, 6-pointed star, whatever, two triangles upside down. A lot of people think that has to do with God, but people that have real deep research. Oh yeah, man! Look at that. I saw your ring. Yeah, right when I came backstage, I saw that ring. Yeah, that one. So that actually is actually not the sign of God. A lot of people think it is, but it's not. A lot of people that do deep research in it, like I said, find out that's not. That's actually the star of, and it represents the name of the devil. What's it called? Moloch. Moloch. That's
Oh,
actually the
Moloch, yeah.
symbol of Moloch. Yeah, which Moloch is basically the devil. For anybody that doesn't know, so that's actually the star in symbolism of Moloch. Now, why does Israel use that? I don't know. I've never gotten in that deep, but supposedly Israel is representing that star because God was from Israel, right? Or he came out of Israel, whatever. So a lot of people think that there's a correlation with that Star of David and God, right? But it's really not. It's more of the
Well,
Moloch.
here's another thing too, Carlito. Here's
Yeah.
another thing too, Carlito. Not to interrupt, but
Mhm.
some of our folks in the chat have heard me say this already tonight. So I'm going to say this again. When it comes to the star, okay, that we're talking about,
Mhm.
and being a symbolism of Moloch, you
Mhm.
also have to consider that in that star, okay, within that star, okay, there's a good look at the star right there.
Mhm.
Pyramid up represents the male, pyramid down
The male,
represents the
the
female,
female.
okay?
Mhm. Mhm.
But also on that star, you have 6 points of the outer points.
Right.
You
Yeah.
have 6 backs. You got 6 backs of the triangles.
Yeah.
And
Six
then on the
diamonds,
inside,
basically. Yeah. The
yeah,
six
and
pointed
then
hexagon.
on the very inside, you have six sides on the inside.
The
So
hexagon. Yeah.
in that ring, you have a symbolism of
Six, six,
666.
six. Exactly. Exactly. Thank you for bringing that up, William. Yeah. Yeah. I seen that also. Yeah. So that's that's another sign. That pertains to Moloch, which is basically the devil, right? Um, and so yeah. So going deeper into the like on the eagle right there on the dollar bill, it says imploribus unum, right? Imploribus unum means one from many. Imploribus unum. Where's it at? Where's it at? I'm trying to find it.
Right at the bottom.
No, it's right above the eagle head, left and right. Those banners. That's what it says. Imploribus unum.
Right.
Imploribus unum. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that means
below the 13 stars.
yeah, yeah. So that means from one from many, as in, as in 13 colonies coming together to form one nation, right? Now the 13, they use the number 13 a lot. You see the 13 stars in that seal above the eagle's head. You see the 13 leaves on the left leg of the eagle. You see the 13 arrows on the right leg of the eagle. So and you see the 13 stripes, which is on the American flag. So they use that 13 ism a lot, and that basically that they say that they use those as a like a that's basically the unlucky number, right? 13. So yeah, so like I said, that was the 13
Well,
colonies
yes,
coming together.
and another thing too you have to remember too though is the devil's favorite number is 12. Um,
Oh,
because of the 12 disciples and gave them 12 opportunities to deceive man. Um, and so if you take that 12 and you add the one from the $1 bill, what do you get? You got 13.
13.
Okay.
Yes, yes,
Plus,
yes.
plus, you got to remember too that the Templar Knights were quote unquote eradicated by the Pope on the 13th.
Right, right.
So, that's where that number comes in too. Just
And
wanted to put that out there.
yeah, kind of, feeding off of that, the 12 disciples, the 12 disciples plus God is what? 13, or Jesus is 13. So they kind of entwine that
It's
all in
13.
there together. Yeah. And now the $1. Another thing I want to talk about, the $1 bill underneath the pyramid, the all CNI pyramid at the very very bottom of the yeah, there, right there. It has the Roman numerals, which is MDCCLXXVI, right? Which equals 1776. And they put that in there because, so-called the year of Declaration of Independence was signed, 1776. But it all has a secret meaning. I haven't really figured it out yet. I've just done my research and seen what other people have figured out and found. I haven't found anything myself really, but I just go by what I've researched. And also the Novus. You see down there where it says Novus Ordo Seclorum, right? Okay, so
Seclorum.
no, yeah, so Novus Ordo Seclorum means new, new. Novus is new. Ordo is order, which I figured that out real quick, but I didn't know what the Seclorum was. Means new order of the ages, which is forever or whatever, right? But it really means NWO, New World Order. That's what that means, because Seclorum in Latin means world. So, what does Novus Order World mean? New World Order. If you look it up in Latin, Seclorum means world. So it is basically
Hmm.
saying New World Order. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know
Yep.
that till recently. I'm like, damn, dude. I said I know it has something to do with it, but now I actually did the research. And I'm like, damn, dude, it does mean world. So it is New World Order, and it's in plain sight, man. And we never catch on to these things unless we do some type of research, right?
Yep.
But yeah, that's basically saying New World Order. But and all the presidents have mentioned it before: New World Order, New World Order, this, New World Order, that. They've never really brought it forth, but they all mentioned it. All the the presidents at one time or another. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much what I got till now, man. With all the symbolism. Now I didn't get into there's plenty of videos if you guys want to watch them. If I recommend TikTok for you guys, not for the stupidity, but for research purposes, where a lot of people, because that's a really good um uh how do you say, stage or whatever you want to call that, you know place where people can post whatever they want in the well, not anything they want, but basically a lot of things that YouTube will take down in a heartbeat. TikTok won't. So TikTok is a good place to research conspiracy theories, and this being one of them. The symbolism within the currency. So if you guys want to check it out, by all means check it out. Just type it in. If you guys have TikTok, just go in there and just type money symbols, or symbols within money or something like that, and it'll pop up a bunch of videos, and just check each and every one out. You're like, damn, damn, damn. It'll trip you out. They got the $5 bills,
Now,
they got the
let me
$20
ask you
bills.
this, Carlito.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me ask you this. I brought it up earlier in the chat in the beginning,
Hmm.
with everybody in the chat. If by chance the world goes to this digital currency, there goes all the encryption and symbolisms on the money.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
my theory that they're going to encrypt some of that symbolism into the chip on the cards and into the card details itself as a
Right.
hidden type of a way to communicate certain symbolisms and stuff.
Right.
What do you
And,
think?
and well, I think what you just mentioned there makes a lot of sense, because why, after all these years since the money started, yeah, the bills kind of changed a little bit. The presidents, their head sizes, a little bit of here and there have changed. But how long has this money been around? And why haven't they taken it off yet?
Yeah.
Because of that same reason. Because they want you to keep seeing this. These are, I don't know if you guys know, but these are subliminal messages in these bills, guys. So they want
Yep.
people to keep seeing them. They could have changed that currency long time ago, long time ago. With all the technology they got, and we all know the government. It's at least 100 years ahead of the public. You know, in technology. So they could have changed that a long time ago, but they don't want to. They choose not to because, you know, the subliminal message within the currency bills. But yeah, that's basically that's what I wanted to kind of write down, all the stuff that's on the $1 bill, which is like the most basic or most general, bill that everyone has. The dollar bills. And like I said, there's some in the $5 bills, there's some in the $20 bills, there's some in the 50 and the 100. So if you guys want to check them out, man, I suggest you go check them out either on YouTube or on TikTok. TikTok is actually better. YouTube, I was looking it up, and they don't have that
Hey,
much stuff on there.
and if they don't want their bills and stuff, they can always send it to us, and
Yeah,
we,
we can check it out and make sure.
we can use that. We can use those symbolisms and bills and stuff to get new equipment for our
Yeah,
podcasts. So
exactly. Hey, another thing, William. Did you know? Did you know? I just found this out today, man. We'll do my little touch up. I just found this out today that each bill, doesn't matter if it's $1 or 100. You know the actual worth of a bill is to print 20 cents, brother. 20 cents. So
yeah,
imagine. So imagine if you can give a
heck,
20-cent paper the value of $100. That's crazy, right?
yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, think about it. It takes a quarter to make a nickel.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
It
Yeah,
don't figure,
yeah.
It takes a quarter to make a nickel. Doesn't make any sense, but yet our country does it.
Now, let me tell you this too. I've always thought about this. I'm like, man, why does this money? And this just was on my own terms, right? Like my own, thinking. I like these bills aren't worth anything. It's just whatever it says it's worth in there that gives it that worth. But they're not worth any. This is a piece of paper, people. This is a piece of paper. So how's
Yep,
this piece of paper being
yep,
$100? Let's say it's $100.
yep.
How's this piece of paper gonna buy something that's worth $100? Let's say, I don't know, a badass microwave or something. How is this paper gonna be the same equal value to that $100, you know, uh, apparatus that has a special ability to heat up your food and whatever? How does that how? And then another thing too, I don't know if you noticed this, William, or if you've done your research. These are actually C notes. These are
Hmm.
basically an IOU. That's basically what it is, an IOU
Yeah,
that is accepted by the government
yeah.
and the banks and everything. It's basically an IOU. It has no value. There's no gold in this. There's no silver in this. There's nothing that's worth
Mhm.
anything in here. All it is paper and ink worth 20 cents. That's it. And it's basically an IOU. So imagine if the
Yep,
world was imagine
yep.
this, William, if the world was going to go into chaos and there's a world war all over the world, this ain't going to be worth anything, nothing. You know what's going to be worth? The silver you have, the gold that you have, that's going to be worth something. The valuable elements, which is gold, silver, you know, platinum, titanium, that's going to be worth something because you could trade that. Once the civilization is gone and we're at freaking world war, no currency in the world is going to be worth anything. You go over there with $100, tell them, hey, give me some food. They're gonna be like, nope, that shit ain't worth nothing. Bring me some gold, bring me some silver, then I'll give you some food. Then I'll give you a gun, whatever
Well, it
you
makes
need.
it
You know what I'm
makes
saying?
good toilet paper. It makes good
Yeah,
toilet
that's
paper.
about it.
That's
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. So if you think about
But
it, it's like, wow, what about the people that are millionaires and when the war comes, they're gonna be just like us, equal people all the way around. That's when everybody's gonna be equal. Money is gonna be no good. The only people that are gonna be valuable are the ones that have gold, silver, and valuable things to trade for other things. That's gonna be the currency. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
that's true, Celia. Copper pennies are worth more than a dollar.
yeah, yeah, yeah. The pennies are gonna be worth something because they're made out of copper. Yeah. And right now, everybody just throws the pennies away because they're not worth but a cent. You gotta save 100 to make it a dollar. But yeah, it's crazy if you think about it. Really, Williams, if you think about it, like how do all these people with $1 million or whatever buy something that's really worth $1 million? Like say a Bugatti, right? It really is worth $1 million, but a
Yep.
million dollars in paper is not really worth $1 million. Only because the system allows it to be for now. But like I said, let there come a world war, and all that money isn't going to be worth anything except like Susan said, the pennies and the silver, like the silver dollar, that's worth something because it's made out
Well,
of silver.
well, yeah, most of them are. Yeah, some of them are just silver plated though because they're the sets and the dies for making the coins. And most of them only have about anywhere from 40% to 90% silver in them.
Yeah, yeah,
So, but yeah,
yeah,
and I know that because I've been, I was big into the coin collecting when I was younger. So, but another thing to actually consider too is, buying like junk silver and stuff off of eBay,
yeah,
like junk jewelry, broken jewelry that people don't want,
yeah.
gemstones that people don't want, because that's
Hmm.
all going to be tradable. That's all going to be
Yes,
basically a cash value. Any
yes,
type of
yes,
ruby, any type of emerald, any type of diamond, it doesn't matter. Those gems are going to be valuable, okay? Along with
yes.
gold, silver, platinum, palladium,
Yes, that's all going to
copper.
be valuable. Yes,
Um,
and
yeah.
you know what? I was gonna go.
So
I was just gonna go into that right now, William. I'm glad you brought that up. I was just gonna go into that. I'd like to recommend everybody, and we've said this before. William, me and you, we've said this before in other shows, prior shows, that people need to start saving, you know, or investing. Actually, investing and buying gold, silver, all that, because that's gonna be worth real, currency, real something, real tradable currency, basically. So that's going to be, and I suggest everyone start doing that, because the closer we get to like a world war, I've heard, I don't know how true it is, but I've heard a lot that World War III is supposed to start in March of 2024, and it's supposedly going to start with China and Russia.
I'm
Uh, yeah, go ahead. Yeah,
well, I'm gonna give everybody a little I'm gonna give everybody a little inside secret, okay? Um, when it comes to the wars, okay, and this is from an old military vet, just so you know, when it comes to the wars, your number one commodity to keep and store in a safe, dry place is going to be water. Now, let me tell you why. Because in today's modern technology, since 1945, with the incoming of the atomic bomb, they have made these atomic missile heads hundreds, if not thousands, of times more powerful than the one dropped on Hiroshima. Okay. So
yeah,
that is going to have radiological fallout to contaminate water. Okay. So what you want to do is stock up on as much water as you got because I'm telling you right now, water is going to be the new gasoline.
yeah,
Okay. It's going to be
yeah.
valuable. Okay.
Yes,
Because
yes.
without water, mankind can't survive.
Can't survive. Yeah,
So
that's
if
the
you
one
if
thing we
you're if
can't
you're
live
really
without.
really tight for time and for money, the best investment you can have is bottles of water. Because
Canned
let me tell
foods.
you, when somebody like an old grunt like me, when an old grunt like me comes up to you with his AK-47 or his M16, looking for something to drink and something to eat, and you got bottles of water, I'm not going to pull the trigger on you if you give me a bottle of water. You know, I'll
Yeah,
trade with
yeah,
I will trade with you. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So it's called bartering. And you
yeah,
watch, we're going to get back to that too. Bartering is
yeah.
going to be a big thing.
Oh yeah,
So,
absolutely. That's where we're headed. And you know what? I think too, William. I think the cost of gold has skyrocketed so much because of the same reason. Because we're getting closer to
Mhm.
World War III, man. You know, we're getting a lot more
Yeah.
closer. So the closer we get to that, they know that gold is going to be a lot more, valuable, and everybody's going to want to buy gold so they can have something, valuable to trade, right? So what are they doing? Shooting up skyrocketing
Yep.
the value of gold, man. I think because I remember not even what 20
Okay.
years ago. Yeah,
Two more helpful hints to everybody too out there. Okay. When and if they do drop a nuke or hundreds of nukes and radiation fallout begins and contaminates everything, not only will water be very, very significant to have, but parsley is iodine. Okay. So if you grow the herb parsley inside in a greenhouse, you'll have protective iodine from radiation poisoning. All you have to do is eat the parsley. Okay. Another thing too is apple juice. Apple juice has the iodine in it from the apples, and it'll also keep your thyroid clean so you don't get radiation poisoning as long as you drink it regularly. Okay. So if you don't have the money to buy iodine pills, those three things right there will save your life. Plain and simple. Okay. So,
yeah, and so that's basically what I'm trying to work on right now, William, is getting enough money to invest in gold and silver and stuff like that, because I know that's going to be worth a lot when the shit hits the fan. And also, like we've said before, plenty of times, me and you, William, canned foods, because they're not going to supply anything to the stores anymore once the shit hits the fan, and basically you're going to be on your own. If you know how to hunt, well, that's a plus for you, but if you don't, you're going to be screwed. So canned foods, bottled water, like William said, that's going to be worth a lot, and just things where you can survive, man. Just till the war either stops, because it could be years, or till they come to some type of treaty, and recuperate civilization and mankind, basically.
oh, I want to let Glades Creature know that if you want some advice on how to make water, I can show you how to do that. Okay. All it takes is a piece of plexiglass or glass, like a window, okay, and black plastic and a water container to catch it in, okay, with a drain in it into a gallon jug. And the morning dew from the sunrise and the sunset, no matter how cold it is, that sun's going to make moisture inside on that black tarp or black plastic, and it's going to drip down into the drain into the gallon jug, and you have drinking water. Okay. So there are schematics online all over the place if you want to find out about that. Okay. So I'll just put that out there to help you out, Glades. Okay. So I hope that does help. Okay. And by all means, I mean, me being ex-military and a prepper, I'm here to give people advice. Okay. So advice
Right.
is free. All right. I would love if anybody would help, support the channel. That would be great. But my advice is free. Okay. So, never forget that. Okay. And, that's what being friends and family and extended family is for, because we're going to be the only ones helping each other out because our government's going to leave us high and dry. They're building these $1 billion bunkers underground, and stocking them with, 25 years worth of, food and fuel and water. They don't give a shit about us. Okay. The only ones that care about us are going to be us. Okay.
Right.
So, with that being said, I'm going to cut this off. And I want to say thank you to everybody, Ozzy Sue, Tombstone, Glades Creature, everybody. Thank you for being here. Love you all very much. I got to keep it under an hour, and I got about 20 seconds to turn this off of live. So, love you all very much. See you in the morning at 10 a.m.
See you guys next week. Thank y'all.